With a firm and steadfast resolution, I am going to tell you the story about how I recovered from a 6-month-long manic episode. What's up, everybody? My name is Tyler Adolfo. I am 26 years old, and I have a diagnosis of bipolar type 1 with psychotic features. First off, I hope that you're all having an extraordinarily excellent day. Doing pretty okay today. I would still say I'm in between the moderate and severe category in terms of my depression levels. But I wanted to make this video as kind of a way to hopefully disseminate some degree of hope to other people. By no means in a perfect situation right now, but I have gradually improved my situation over the past few years. So I want to first tell you a little bit about my manic episode. And for those who don't know what mania is, it's kind of like a form of psychosis. It's a state of mind where you can experience delusions, hallucinations. It's renowned for people being incredibly fast talking and having incongruent thoughts, disorganized speech, disorganized thinking. You know the deal. Not sleeping is a major part of it. I was in that state of mind for 6 months, from October of 2021 to approximately late March, early April of 2022. And this happened during my junior year of college. And when I say delusions and hallucinations, let me tell you, they were my guide. I had so many. I was under the delusion that Nazi agents were after me. I was under the delusion that I was an expert in everything. I had extremely grandiose thinking. I was under the delusion that my own fraternity brothers at Kappa Sigma UMass were out to get me. I thought that I couldn't trust my family. At one point, I believed that my mother was a communist spy. I thought I was related to the Kennedys. As far as hallucinations go, I remember having hallucination phone calls while I was hospitalized from late October to early November. The hospitalization lasted 5 days. And this is when I was first diagnosed with bipolar and severe mania. I would get that same diagnosis again when I started treatment February 23rd of 2022. And in the medical notes, in that documentation, it is also reported that I had bipolar and severe mania. So there was some consistency in my diagnosis. There was some consistency in the way I was behaving, but my mania definitely escalated and got worse and worse. So I then started treatment in February of 2022, and I would say within 4 to 6 weeks on the medication Abilify, my symptoms began to alleviate. I wasn't experiencing the same degree of severity of my delusions. They started to recede. I started to realize that I'm not related to Kennedy. I started to realize that people are not out to get me. And so at this point, I started feeling guilt and shame to a large degree. And that's because I was embarrassed about the things that I said. I was ashamed of the things that I did. And as a result of my manic episode, I lost my job, I lost my education, and I lost all my friendships. And those are consequences that I continue to deal with to this day. So how did I recover from that? I, of course, fell into a deep depression as a result of all that I went through and coming to terms with the things I said and did. And the first thing that helped me recover is, of course, medications. Medications have been paramount. I've been on a wide variety of different medication cocktails in my 2 years of treatment. I couldn't possibly name you all the ones that I was on. I'm currently taking 4 medications. I actually just recently got off of one, lithium, which I talked about in one of my recent videos. But I'm on 4 medications: mood stabilizer, antipsychotic, and antidepressants. These medications have helped me to a significant degree. They've had their side effects. I gained 170 pounds while taking these medications. And the weight gain didn't start until I started these medications. So I'm led to believe that it's more attributed to medications than it is to any type of lifestyle choice. But the medications have helped to mitigate my symptoms. I don't experience delusions anymore. I don't experience hallucinations anymore. And I'm just extremely grateful to have my sanity back. That is something that I cannot express enough. It's just so good to have my sanity back. It's something I'll never take for granted again. As I said, I had a lot of shock and shame about what happened. And really, time has kind of been the biggest healer in that regard, because it's not something that happens overnight. I know some people recover quicker than others, but everybody follows their own path. Everybody's on their own mental health journey. And on my mental health journey, I guess time was part of the solution. I experienced so many racing thoughts when I initially came out of Mania, which prevented me from sleeping at night. But as of late, I'm happy to report that I've been getting a good night's sleep almost every night. And I'm ecstatic about that. I'm delighted about that. And things are starting to look up in some degree. And another major thing that helped me cope with all that transpired is that having an honest perspective and realism. Now, what I mean about honest perspective is understanding that I'm thinking every day about the things I said and did, but the people who were involved and who are familiar with the situation are definitely not thinking about the things I said and did every day. They're living their own lives. They're busy with their own lives. They're too busy to be focusing constantly on the things that I'm constantly focusing on. So if they're not focused on the things I said and did, why should I be? And that goes to realism. Just accepting that brutally honest fact that people are focused on themselves. Coping skills have helped in recent months. For my entire life, I had been an avid reader. I would assiduously devour books, both inside and outside of school. And that's because I just had a passion for reading, a passion for stepping outside the bounds of my own life. And to me, reading is just an opportunity it's almost like having a conversation with somebody else, because you're listening to that person's words, their ideas. It's almost like choosing your own mentor. That's how I feel about reading. I could go on and on about my love and passion for reading, but I won't do that. But I recently started reading again, and I set a goal of reading 10 books this year. I'm currently in the process of reading 2 books. One is Put Your Dream to the Test, and another is a biography about House Speaker Tip O'Neill, who is a political figure that I idolize and look up to. Another coping mechanism I've been utilizing is exercise, and I'm actually about to go for another run/walk after I'm done with filming this video. I already went for a 40-minute walk today, and I plan on doing at least another 30 minutes or so because I want to expedite my weight loss. And, I've cleaved on to this saying that I've heard many times, and that is exercise. If the effects of exercise could be prescribed in a bottle, it would be the greatest antidepressant in the world. And I love this saying so much. I'm not sure exactly who said it, if the quote can even be attributed to a particular person, but I like this quote because it puts things in my control. And I've always been in a happier place in my life when I know that things are in my control, that when they're within my power to make change, when it's within my power to prevent problems, then it just gives me a sense of satisfaction. Make no mistake about it, though, my recovery is still ongoing. I do still feel an extent of shame. It certainly hasn't completely gone away, but I'm in a better place now. My life was in complete pandemonium, but my depression is of a lower pedigree today. It's not the same, and my coping mechanisms, having a positive perspective, and medications have been instrumental in making that the case. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video was interesting and informative. I appreciate all of you. Please hit that subscribe button if you're new, and smash that like button so that more people can see this video. Thank you so much, everyone. My name is Tyler Adolfo. Peace out, and have a wonderful day.